Wait, just sit here.
channeling at the back, the eavesdrop originally wasn't quite right. So it was kind of puzzling in the back.
That's 79%. Oh, this is a new chair. Yes, it is.
You're about to be broken.
Your butt's bigger than the chair is.
We're live.
I like my chair.
Where's my old chair?
We're live. Live.
I like her old chair.
Maybe you guys have fun. Get out of here.
I'm sorry, dance.
Let's look in your box.
Alright, you said we're live? All right, let's call the finance meeting to order. Let's do a roll call. Leonard.
Here.
Innes.
Here.
I am here and so is Tim. Any public comments? Can I get a motion to approve the June minutes?
Yes.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
I.
Great. Item of business, LSW budget review.
This one is not it. This is just, for other. I'll just print it off. I didn't know what to put on this. So if you guys have questions about the LSW budget that we received, figured we could do it here.
Seems to be a fairly healthy budget.
I'm a little uncomfortable going with it. At this meeting, there's a lot to pour over. I'm not. It'd be easy to just say, yeah, it looks nice. Okay. I don't think that's proper on our part.
Do we even have any say over this budget?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Interpretations, but.
That is not what our attorney said.
Besides Randy, who is the second city person?
Kelly's. I don't remember.
There's not a second city council
It's just a
member.
city
That's what
resident.
your question is. It's a
What I was-
resident. Oh, Kerner.
Turner,
Kerner.
Per the agreement, they're supposed to provide us with a list. I think it's page 13 of the agreement. There's a bullet pointed list of what they're supposed to provide us with the budget.
Okay.
They have not provided us with all of that information. They're also supposed to give us a breakdown of how they're calculating, because it's all supposed to be based on taxable value.
Mhm.
And I think there's also some question about the fact that Victor's being based on Woodhull's taxable value. I don't think the way the LSW agreement read, and it's complicated, and I probably don't understand it 100%. They're not even supposed to be included in there. They're not included in the original agreement.
Their contract.
So,
Right.
but a contract. So the value should be divvied up between the three that are in the agreement, and then that contract should cover actual cost of services rendered, the way I read it. So they shouldn't really be included in the budget at all.
correct.
That revenue should be, that's the way I read it.
And then that revenue comes back to all three entities and
And-
equally
That revenue,
lowers our cost.
the revenue should just cover the actual cost of services rendered to Victor Township. Less whatever the agreed upon rent for the building
It's free, as far as I know.
is the way I read it.
The rent for,
Well, because that's why they're adjusted, because Victor's rate is based on Woodhull's taxable value. If it was based on Victor's taxable value, it'd probably be substantially higher than what.
But it really, I mean, we shouldn't even know.
We don't really-
Exactly.
We don't
That
need to
shouldn't
know.
be part of what
No.
we're looking
Yeah.
at, is the way I understood it. I don't know, I think. In my humble opinion, they they've been doing it this way for a long time. I don't know if the way they've been doing it is necessarily the way it should have been done. And there's probably a bunch of hoops they're supposed to jump through that they've just decided to walk around instead of go through. So if we want to do it properly moving forward, we need, and I think we should obviously try to maintain a healthy working relationship with them. So maybe it is a matter of passing this with an agreement that moving forward, we're gonna try to figure out the right way to do it, even if it means redoing that agreement and bringing Victor into the fold.
Or can't we wait a meeting? And
I'm not 100% sure about, I don't know what the timeline.
do
I
we,
think
I think theirs is October. They have a different fiscal year.
well, and
This says
to give us
April.
this 3 days ago, and
Oh, this
then
is spring.
we've got
That doesn't make sense.
doesn't give you any time to act on anything. If we decide that there's something that we need to act on.
yeah, I agree. If we
Who
can,
writes this up?
The
Yeah.
budget?
Yeah. Is it Dan? Is it?
No. that has
somebody-
nothing to do with it. It's their bookkeeper / secretary,
Okay.
which is split between
Well,
Paula and Amber, which my understanding that Amber does. Most of it.
and were you waiting for the MML?
I have not heard back from MMO. I did talk to Burlingame numerous times about this, and
Here's the question.
his bigger question was about how if the millage actually would amend an actual contract. Because there are times where a language of a millage can amend a contract. But he's not for certain, that's not really his, yeah. So he suggested getting hold of MML. I heard back from MML from a research specialist who said that they needed to speak with their colleagues that know more about that kind of stuff, because they're just, I'm assuming, lower on the totem pole.
So they've got to take what was passed by Laingsburg voters.
Just to make sure
They need to see the millage language.
yeah, because there is, the resolution that was passed here does say that what is collected is to defray, when defray is to, you collect and then you pay what is needed, but then we would keep the rest. We would hold it restricted, or we give it to them if we would want to, but then what is that money gonna be used for? When technically that's not part of our agreement. So with the resolution saying what it says, to me, the ambulance, that's not canceling our contract. So that's a source of revenue, but not how we are supposed to pay. That's not the calculation that is getting voided or amended in a way. So we either need to, well, I mean, we need to hear what MML has to say.
These questions have been brewing for a while, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, we've already had a meeting with LSW and you better get some boxing gloves because they're adamant that they're right.
Yeah.
And we said, we don't think that this is the way it was supposed to be.
Well,
Something needs to be amended. I mean, I think
That's
the
what I think.
agreement should be amended,
If they want
because
to,
that's what you can do. You can't amend the
Right.
the
Well, that-
language.
right,
So something should have probably been amended back when
long time.
language
Mhm.
changed. And then,
or
because
as soon as they went for the millage, we should have just,
the agreement
Amended
is
the-
extremely complicated, and it's way too complicated, if you ask me, it should be amended.
there's one I noticed
Define
that
your
it,
capital outlay.
every year.
And that
Yeah.
would make it a lot easier to say, here's the whole millage, because we understand that
Right.
the defrayed part we are gonna keep is going for your capital outlay.
And also, if you don't have what was spent the prior year, you don't have activity, how do you know this is what is needed in a huge amount of excess?
Right.
Okay, last year you could have had 20,000 in wages and that's your activity, and now you're asking for 60, 70, when we have no idea. When we get 60 or 70, especially if we switch council and they see it, they'll be like, oh, okay, we don't have anything to compare it to for the last year. I mean, to me, that is more of just I mean, that's a budgeting guideline. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what treasury asks anyone to do, and it states it in the contract itself, everything that you're supposed to get.
they
I don't know.
get 2 mills.
The ambulance gets 2 mills because it's a special
Yeah.
assessment. And the fire was voted in as 2 mills, but it's not a special, so it gets hit by heavily every year, so it's only at like 1.9, I think. I don't remember. what.
Cause I was
So
on
then you have
that,
to make up that
I
difference.
was on the LSW committee for several years. And I felt at 1 mill. We couldn't spend it fast enough. They were swimming in money. And now they're at 2 mills. I was shocked to see that the chief gets 50 grand a year. I thought it was a volunteer fire department.
Not for cheap. He's not volunteer, he's got it there.
Chief gets 40,
I thought it was 50.
assistant chief gets 33, chief gets 40.
Either way, it's a majority vote though, so. If we were to say weren't to pass it, the other two pass it and it goes through,
I voted by people.
Yeah.
Not
Oh, so
no, the council for the budget.
Oh,
The
yeah.
millage. The millage is
Oh,
voted
yes,
by the
yeah.
residents, but for the budget, it should go through the same thing we're doing right now. Woodhull and Assayota.
Mhm.
Whether it is.
So
it
if
is,
Woodhull
whether
and
it's not.
Iota Township say fine with us, then it's gonna be fine.
If they get it and see it,
And I guess what I'm assuming is the money's earmarked for them anyways.
or we're paying too much,
Yeah,
Little,
or
I mean,
too
we could be
little.
paying too little too, by the way it's being.
Mhm.
Not,
Last year, we paid too much if we wanna go off the
But
calculation.
don't we have, but isn't there voted upon millages for fire and ambulance?
Yeah, but the problem is especially with the fire, gets heavily cut every year, so they want the full 2 mills. So then our general fund is making up that difference of thousands of dollars every year. So they want,
a flat.
to be a flat fee of whatever 2 mills you get, $80,000. Well, we had a headway of, we didn't collect 2 mills because it was 1.9, 1.8, and that's a difference of, depending on what our taxable value is, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 that now comes out of our general fund.
to
Not
make up the difference.
make up the difference.
Wasn't it 8,000 last year?
Something, so that's 7, I think.
So
7 or something, but that is if we follow that, but I mean, even Burlingame said that one is tricky, and when the research analyst got back with me and said this almost might be too specific. She had to get, she's like, that's tricky.
The agreement, that's why. the
I
agreement
sent,
should be-
right, and I sent everything over, I sent the millage language, I sent the special Senate resolution, sent the contract over. We'll see what they say, but Burlingame is adamant. We are not, they are the authority, but we are the three that make up that authority. We are the contract, it's our money from our residents that pay for them. It has to be approved majority. We can say no. Everyone can say no. They don't get the money. It would come in here. And it would be restricted for fire and ambulance. But it would sit here and they can't use it. You wouldn't be able to use it,
If we say no, but the other two say yes, then we have to pay
then we'd
out.
have to pay it.
Okay.
I just would hate to say yes if the agreement stipulates that they're supposed to turn over these 5, and it's more than 5 documents, but that list of,
Yeah,
here's the budget, here's the taxable value for here's the calculation for your fee. Here's our 5-year capital outlay. It's a very specific list of
Mhm.
documentation. If they're not providing that, then I don't think we can in good faith approve it.
Well, their response to that question was they looked right at Randy and says, do you see the budget here? And why aren't you taking it to city council? They
And-
expect him to be the one that brings it to us because he's the one that's on the.
And this is what was given to him, what we have in our packet,
right.
which is not everything that's on that list. And
Yeah.
that's too
Like I
bad.
said,
It's too bad that he had to go through that,
Yeah.
'cause he shouldn't have,
No, right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
They should.
think,
they shouldn't.
Well, but he is the city's,
He is the city's representative.
yeah, I mean, I would,
Well, he was
think
also,
he would-
what, that he should have, they were gonna email everything too, and Kim and I never got an email of anything, or from that last meeting with the budget included.
is this on city council to go over?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with, if we wanna request, make a letter and request the other documents.
Or tell Randy. I think
I
that's
think
the way they
going
want
through
it to
Randy would be
be.
the first one to.
Well,
Yeah.
like, we
Yeah.
create a letter and he takes it, then say, this is what we're requesting. Or make a list so he knows, make sure that everything is,
We have a newish council. We read the agreement. We didn't get to it the first year. Because we had a lot of stuff going on the first year.
Right.
We've read it. Based on what we've read, this is what they're supposed to be providing. Provide it and we'll vote.
Right.
I think it's just that simple. If they want to rework the.
I think
agreement,
that's
mean,
fair and prudent.
I mean, if any, we want to have a good working relationship with LSW, but it's hard to do that if we're not getting the information that for the agreement, so.
Well, and why would they get upset if we have unanswered questions and are asking them?
They're more of. The way they worded it at the meeting was, we don't determine their budget, they set their budget and they just give it to us. They don't need our approval, that's what they believe, and that's what they've done for years.
that says, yeah, see page 13, third line from the top, budgets of the authority must be approved by the majority of each governing body of the 3 units.
But if each of the
That is from Berlin.
people of the 3 bodies
Mhm.
are doing their proper homework,
Right.
they should be very involved in
Right.
that budget process.
Yes,
Mhm.
So in council,
I guess Randy needs to tell us, how involved were you?
right.
And Kelly is Kelly Kerner.
Current Scott's point. The county prosecutor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go north.
Oh,
Live in town?
Yeah, they have to.
I was, yeah.
I think the motion during council should be something along the lines of. Motion to get other supporting docs per contract before we will approve budget.
Yeah.
Then we can write them a letter requesting this stuff.
Well, and also, we're waiting for MML to get back with us. We're,
Well, so
Yeah,
they
we
they don't
need
bill us
time.
until March.
October.
No,
Oh, March.
Because at the end, they bill us at the end of tax season and when they begin their new fiscal year. So
Their fiscal year is not the same as ours.
No,
it's spring, it's the spring one.
I think
It's
if we
April
word
to
that
March.
response in a way that's like,
not aggressive.
Yeah,
we are,
Right.
we're just trying to do our due diligence.
Yes.
We appreciate the partnership we've had over the years. However, this new council wants to make sure they're doing their due diligence and that we're setting up processes so future councils don't have to go through all of this discovery. But
Yeah, and when we were at the meeting, I did bring up the fact that you may not be getting enough money. There may be years that they don't
Right.
get what they should get, and then there's
Exactly.
years
Well, they
that.
could very easily, yeah.
It
It can go
varies.
either way, so it,
Cause I was trying to soften the tension,
Yeah.
'cause I mean, it was
well,
more like, you're attacking us. Why are you
and
attacking
what
us?
about well, and that's. To me, that makes me a little bit
Skeptical?
uncomfortable. If you're that defensive about this,
right.
what's wrong?
Well, and I mean, this is a lot more detailed than what was given to us last year when we finally saw it. So I mean, they did put more time into it or printed some, well, they also went to QuickBooks too. So they have a different software, so maybe it's easier to pull something, I don't know, I'm not sure.
DDA. The TIF money,
For the fire?
that has, well, it's not for fire, but it comes out of the taxes that the city collects.
it's coming out of DDA.
The fire, like, what they
No.
collect for fire or,
Taxes are collected and DDA gets a portion of that as part of the TIFA.
Mhm.
Wouldn't that have an effect on it? On the amount of money?
so within any TIF, you have, there's regulations on what is allowed to be collected and what is not. A special assessment is one of those things you can't collect. So the ambulance is not collected. We collect all of that for the whole entire city. The DDA doesn't touch it. The fire, they do collect a portion of it, but they made a resolution that we keep it. So they don't collect it.
LSW made a resolution.
No,
we
the
made-
DDA made a resolution not to collect that and to keep that within the city.
Because
get
before,
to
it was
the-
just automatically being paid by the city and not the DDA. It is now being paid, and taken out of the DDA. The DDA was getting that money,
That portion.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when we go to, well, I mean, if they wanted to amend it, it would be a lot harder, but when that comes to be renewed, hopefully one of us will be here still to remember, or we put it on the contract or a sticky note or something, that's something to just be taken out, the fire, to not collect that. That is a simple, we will not collect the fire millage, that will go straight to the city as a city expense for,
Because it's the way the bylaws are for the DDA,
they collect it.
they collect it. So we had to do a resolution to amend that part of the bylaws. So the next time they do their bylaws, we need to make sure that that's automatically on there.
Because then it would,
But that was-
that'd be,
They also know.
but that was done recently too.
Yeah, we just did that last year.
So it's gonna be, I think they're, how, 30 years? 30 years? I think that the TIP plan is for, it's 30 or 50.
Yeah.
So it's, we got a long way till that.
Yeah.
Do we, as a council, approve sending the extra 0.1 or 2 mils to them? I know you said they want their 2, but they get hit with the,
The head,
And
We have to make the difference, huh?
do we have to make the difference up?
that's what they bill us.
Right, but
So.
Doesn't the same thing happen to the township?
That is the MML thing that I sent.
right,
What they're saying is that this was amended, the contract was amended.
Mhm.
When asked to approve that, I've never received anything showing that it's amended, so what I'm assuming, because this is an assumption.
Mhm.
That when they went for the millage, that means they. Amended the contract. Well, we have millage, that's how we're getting the money now, well, I mean. Legally, to me, that's not an amendment, but there are. Like Berlin was saying, there are millages in certain language that can supersede a contract, but he can't figure it out, told me to go to MML. So when we get that in March, hopefully, I mean, it's not gonna take us that long to get an answer from MML.
Right.
So that is almost something we will.
The
have
same
to-
thing's happening with the townships, isn't it? They've got Headley rolled out too.
But,
So-
I mean, they've got the same.
People for all three.
Have worked there and they're just throwing that in there,
Yep.
approving it and throwing it into a file, I mean.
Right.
They've all been there and just been doing it the same way, but it's full time and. You know, I mean, before we were here, Paula did it and Paula was doing the budget there,
Mhm.
getting approved here and then. You know, it just,
And she's
she was involved
probably
in both,
quite involved out there with this.
she's the one who
process.
does it, yeah.
I think Amber does. Most of it.
Well, I don't know, the budget part she does, because that, Amber's first meeting was this year, to be involved in the budget. The actual talking of the budget.
I have to include both of them then.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are now,
Yeah.
Amber's the one's
Oh,
doing all of the. Rollover to. The new system,
Right,
so.
Seems like it'd be a lot cleaner if we just treated it like we did the schools. Whatever tax money comes in earmarked for the schools. Gets moved to the schools and then they're in charge of, it just would remove that from our plate.
It is just crazy how complicated that is.
If we could, and honestly, if Victor wanted to get involved on it and we rewrote it and then they could just bill. LSW for their facilities.
which, and I think the LSW,
That contract's new.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it, and I know if Dan was here, we could have asked for it, but
That's fine, yeah.
I think right now they don't charge them anything for using that. I'm pretty sure that.
Well, but it's the difference.
Yeah, so instead of having a difference, you just,
Instead of them paying 500,000, they're paying 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the cleanest way of doing it. That way, if we collect 1.9. They get 1.9.
then again, we don't know how long that contract is good for either. Like, the contract we have doesn't have an expiration, it's till whenever we dissolve it, basically. And theirs is probably, I would assume, 5 years, 5 to 10 years,
It did say renewal every 10 years.
the 10 years, in what, in this interlocal?
Contract, yeah, I thought it said
I
renewal.
don't. I haven't seen it, I've never seen one, because this is what in place in the 90s, and you should have 2 or 3 renewals by now. So,
I think right at the top of it, it said 2000,
6, 2, was it 2?
well,
I
but
had it
then
right
later
here.
it was more,
Right.
so there's been some. But have they stayed on it?
2002. So we should have 2 renewals if we were.
Wait, their board members get $100 per meeting. Is Randy get part of
I do.
Yes. That is the only one that, yeah, he does what. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can nitpick that contract part, technically that we don't, doesn't say that that member has to be a council member, it's just two people within,
representatives.
2 representatives within each. Doesn't
I
say
think it makes a ton of sense to have some counsel on it. And it sounds like Randy's more than earning his money.
Now.
He will be in the future.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, back to the defensive and so on. City of Laingsburg used to pay the full boat for everything. And had to fight tooth and nail to make the other 2, 3, because Victor was involved at the time. To get them to understand that we can't afford to pay for all of your fire service, that all of you benefit far greater than the city of Laingsburg does. And that was a long drawn out argument.
Okay.
Of course they argued, why would they want to pay?
Right.
When they're getting it for free? But finally, it came to what we got today.
probably why the agreement's so
And-
complicated.
Yeah. But it's in the DNA perhaps
Mhm.
that we argue about money.
It's not like we don't want the services. Move forward to do it in the way that it should
It
be.
needs to be the way it's supposed to be.
We just want to do our job.
And that's what I told him too. I was like, I just want it right.
Yeah.
All I want, that's all I care about.
And we need the ability to have the time to check it and make sure it's right.
Yeah.
And or hold it. There is a change that needs to be made.
Right.
And that should not offend them.
No. And I don't know if it was more of. They felt like we were attacking them, and I told them multiple times, we're not, I just want this right. You know, if we need to go through a lot of the stuff and reread it, then let's go through a lot of the stuff and read it, but. You know, and I told them, it's like, you guys can be losing money too,
Right, you could.
right? But with the addition of the other township. My thought is, it should be redone. If they're gonna stay on it this time.
Yeah.
Cause
Right.
if they're on it, then they bailed on it.
Right.
Well, that was
Well, and that's the thing
a
too, with it being,
personalities problem.
Yes.
yeah, but with them being included, if they bail, who's picking up after that?
They won't,
All 3 of us.
they won't service them.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's,
the expenses
were-
were there, they're, you know, like.
but that's
don't
what
pay, but
happened,
only
that's why they
one
ended
time
up
a year.
getting them to join in, because they went someplace else and they had such crappy service that they talked everybody into
Well, yeah, it was
Probably.
taking
Yeah,
a long time to get someone to
if
service.
any at all.
Well,
Yeah,
cooler heads ended up prevailing, but it took a few years before that.
Oh, yeah.
And hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, a couple houses burned down and takes a half an hour, 45 minutes to get an ambulance and.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. That's how they ultimately ended up with a contract.
yeah.
It's
just hate-
expensive, but to have people on call and ready to go every time
Yeah.
there's an
Yeah.
emergency, yeah, it is.
But we should all pay what we're supposed to pay.
Bottom line, we just want it to be correct.
And if someone walks through the door tonight and says, how are you allocating my tax dollars? We should be able to give them a straight answer.
Right.
We should confidently be able to say, oh, hey, this is exactly how it works. After reading that agreement, I don't feel confident that I could.
Right. I don't know if they could.
Right, right, if they went in there to their meeting,
Mhm.
well, they got.
Has it ever crossed their mind
fire
that
truck
they
and-
might want to revisit it? Does it need to be renewed, number one, or is it currently and we're not aware that it's current?
Well, I know Woodlawn is the same one I have, because they sent me the same thing I had, and I said, this isn't in. Well,
And that didn't,
and this is what Randy has. So if there was something newer, you would hope that they would give all the council or trustees the newest and most updated one, so. I don't know. We can discuss it more. Okay, this is just how I'm gonna start monitoring. I added the very far side to this new column that says the percentage of what is used. And it changes colors. So,
green to red,
well, red means, but if that's a revenue, so that is
but
good.
it'll come to green.
No, it's good to
or
have,
red if it be up,
revenue is good, red.
But that'll dwindle to zero.
Hopefully it goes up to like 1,000 and that means we exceeded what we thought we were gonna get in. It's after page 2. Those are the ones that matter when the color changes. So it goes from green to yellow to orange to red. Red is over budget. Orange is getting close. Yellow is about 3/4 of the way through. The insurance, I estimated a 5% increase and it went up 7% instead, so we're gonna have to do, that's gonna be on an amendment when I do an amendment. There's nothing I could really do about that. So I tried, I got close. Not close enough. So I just was printing it out to show you what it looks like. I've only done the general fund for right now, but it just kind of, it's an easier way to look at it, I guess. Look for, well, right now you don't want to see yellow, orange, or red, but most of the things that are orange or red are the ones that are just annual payments that we do right off the bat. So that's all I'm.
Either of you have anything else? Alright, can I get a motion to adjourn?
You have a motion to adjourn.
I will second that. We are adjourned. You drove
Yeah.
fast.
We did go fast.
Right.
Good.